a bunch of jet airplanes. These are monsters. Now I want to get into the royal family and the pedophile garbage. And then we're going to go to your phone calls. Then I'm going to get into television shows. Get ready for this. You're going to be watching television shows now, and your new light bulbs mandated by the government in your house are going to start. When a machine gun fires, they're going to flash. When a bomb goes off or the lights go out in a movie, the lights are going to go out in your house. And you don't worry, you can go in the TV and turn it off. Of course, they can always turn it on. It's a house-controlling kill switch, a big, giant, square, gray eye that's always watching. That's the center of your life. You don't have real friends. I don't have real friends. We have our friends on ESPN. We have our friends on Game of Thrones. We have our friends. We're playing video games and the Xbox is watching us connect through the walls. They're up to 9 walls. It's just freedom. What kind of people would come up with something like this? Let me see here. And again, remember how long ago we told you with the patents, with the documents, how this was all coming. And then the last 6, 7 years, how it was already in place. And then Janet Jackson's breast popped out, and the Chicago Tribune did something it wasn't supposed to do. TiVo put out an announcement saying we had millions of rewinds and replays, a record on our TiVo system, during the seconds after to see Janet Jackson's breast pop out. That's why you should have TiVo, then a popular DVR, still a popular DVR. And the Chicago Tribune called them and said, how do you know that? And they went, oh, it's two-way. We track everything you watch and put it in an algorithm. And see, now there's cameras and audio, and they're watching and listening, and Samsung came out. Again, I'm repeating that because you're not in Kansas anymore. I'm not in Kansas anymore. We should all be upset about this. If giant alien spacecraft landed in every town and city and had big electrical tentacles that grew out and ran into every house and went into every light bulb, every washing machine, every device, your iPhones, your smart TVs, your smart meter, that's just the government's monitoring hub. That is the tentacle. It's the equivalent of a spaceship landing, putting a tentacle on your house, and then it dials into everything. That's what this is. It's just not aliens. It's globalists. It's our own species doing this, saying we're animals, and they're this ascendant super being, and they're about to merge with machines. And you're like, oh, that's crazy. Brother, they're doing it. I don't know what the end thing will be, but so far they're following a plan, and it's working. So imagine spaceships land. See, this shocks you because you're designed when an outsider attacks to have battle readiness and be threatened. So image giant spaceships landing, their doors open, and tentacles all come out, or pods all come out. Let's say it's wireless, but tentacles are scarier because we're designed, for tentacles and teeth and things attacking us. So let's go with that allegory. All streaming out, hooking into your house, hooking everything, your Google glasses, and now taking control of them and watching everything you're doing to study you for the next wave that's coming in at 100 light years an hour, space warping in 1,000 attack ships. They already sent their probes and got them down on the surface, hooked into everything, watching everything we're doing. They got control of government. They're poisoning the water, the food, taking over the churches, the institutions. They've already got their advanced operatives in cloned bodysuits. They're biomechanical aliens in the positions of power everywhere now. And they're surveilling, trying to buy off whoever they can using psych warfare and cultural systems. And then warping in 5, 10 years away. We don't have exact analysis on when they're going to land, is the main attack fleet with all the intel on us, ready to shut everything we've got off and totally control us when they get here. The aliens will control Skynet. They already control it when their main force gets here with the ground troops. And the ground troops, folks, are going to be robots. Now, you remove aliens from 1,000 light years away, 10,000 light years away, what you just heard is the plan. Now, folks, you try relaxing when you know that information. and you're sure about it, and the globalists have all written books basically describing it. They don't put the cherry on top. And they say they're going to kill everybody, they're going to get rid of us, the machines will replace us, we'll be obsolete, they're going to live forever. But they don't say, oh, by the way, this total grid's going to enslave you. I mean, they actually do say that, but in pieces. Now, would you fight if you knew aliens had done this? I don't know. A lot of men would just say, my kids are dead anyways. I'm going to watch SportsCenter. When do you say those aliens are going to kill us? And I'm like, well, they already put stuff in your food and water, actuaried out to kill you right after the time you're done working. But that was an old actuary, don't have to pay you out. Just like the vets, they don't give health care to even if they're 25 years old. They make private charities do that now. It's actuaried out that you won't be needed within about 10 years as soon as the robots replace you. But the robots are only a cleanup crew to get rid of this civilization that's seen as wasteful and destructive. The decision's been made to overwrite humanity. And the average man will just look at you and say, hey, SportsCenter, babe. They'd pull out a 45 and just blast their family. It meant more more SportsCenter. I love you. It's so cute. So cute. Now, let's get to these aliens. They're called psychopaths. They're called criminally insane psychopaths. There's a lot of psychopaths out there that are really just sociopaths. They don't like tying kids down and torturing them for a month, using them up, as they call it. But there is a minority of psychopaths that enjoy hurting innocents. And the worst of them like hurting women and children. And that's their taste. And you don't get into the club unless you like hurting small children. And we all know that throughout history. Don't get near the castle at night. Monsters will grab you. Every culture said, don't get near the castle at night. Monsters will get you. No, self-entitled, above-the-law people who've had every decadence you can imagine will see your 5-year-old walking by the stream at dusk and knock them on the head and take them back like a cat plays with a mouse. Now, transfer that to the future where our ancestors developed the technologies, the computers, the systems that we believe were defending us from the Russians and things, now to be used against us. Are we smart enough? Do we have the will to break out of the trance and do something about the master plan?